Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Play On. My name is Candace Barrett.
I'm Rob Mackay.
And this is Pearcey. How are we all?
Doing good.
Oh, my goodness.
I found a place. Rugby's still going. There's
Candace
sevens.
is not sleeping on the streets.
I know, right?
I still haven't started my rugby season. No plans to change that this weekend.
Oh, Pearcey, you told us
Isn't there a
ANZAC Day.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. There's a general buy.
Yeah, there's
There
buyout
is
in
a
the
few
country.
games, but you know what? I said stuff it. May it is. I'm going to start in May.
May the force be with you.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I am wearing Star Wars socks. I won't show the
Oh, who's on them?
Stormtroopers.
Ah. I'll have to wear my Yoda ones. I have Yoda socks.
Yeah, I got Chewbacca socks.
Oh my goodness, here we go. And there goes all our listeners. Okay.
Yes.
Pearcey, you've got to get to Victoria Cross on the Sydney Metro. If you haven't been there, play the Imperial March as you go down the aisles to get to the Metro. If that's not a scene from the Death Star, I don't know what is.
I am genuinely intrigued, and we'll do so next time in Sydney, which may not be till 2029.
Well, it might be finished by then.
Alrighty, guys. So with rugby news, what did you guys get up to on the weekend? If you did, I assume Pearcey didn't do anything.
I did a bike ride,
Oh,
115
you did
Ks
do a
of
bike
gravel
ride.
racing. The big news since our last podcast. Some bugger stole my bike on
That's
Tuesday
awful.
evening after we recorded last week. And doing a bike holiday and a bike race without a bike is quite
Like,
challenging.
Key method.
Yeah,
And it's
fortunately.
bright neon color as well.
Yeah, it was
It's a
bright
little-
yellow. If anyone sees
Awful
a
people.
bright yellow bike with no front wheel on it getting around, that's mine. Return to sender. I did get a new bike instead, but there's a whole lot of headaches that come with that. So no rugby for
Yeah.
me. Candace,
No
coaching?
rugby. Yes, I did some more coaching, which was good. I was at Melwood Oval. It was a beautiful day.
Where is Melwood Oval?
Forest. That's
There
the
you go.
home of Forest.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
it's a square ground, rectangular ground. So it has merit, but it's got a big bush drop off on one side. So if your kick is really good, no more ball.
Keep a
Mhm.
spare ball.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed that. So I'm still happy being involved in rugby, even though I'm getting back to running. So yay. I'm glad the coaching went well. And what about you, Rob? Did you have anything?
So lots of rugby on. Went to the Tars on Friday night, and we'll come back
Yeah.
to that. I was modding and reffing on Saturday, which was interesting. Apart from an ant infestation on Sunday, I managed to catch some other footy as well. There were some sevens. There's Pack 4.
Yeah,
There's Women's
Let's
Six
say
Nations.
there's a lot going on at the moment.
Oh my
Did you pack a
goodness.
raincoat to the Waratahs?
No.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Because there was a lightning delay, wasn't there?
There was a lot of rain
At
on the field.
At the end, I thought it was.
There was a lightning delay. So it's been a challenging weekend for match officials because we had a lightning delay in the Tars game. The team of 5 had major comms issues at the start of the game in Force and Crusaders. So poor old Ruben was struggling to hear his ARs.
I was looking at Geordie's game over in, presume that was down south in Dunedin. Holy smokes, it was bucketing down there in the second half. Oh, you could barely see the play through the rain. It was so heavy.
That's crazy.
Well, and they had tornadoes for the Pack 4
Let's
in
say, yeah.
Kansas
And then
City.
They're always
So-
having tornado warnings, and
Yeah,
girls
Geordie
wouldn't
would
be
have
out of
loved
the
it though.
hotel
Like
rooms.
all his kit looked quite clingy and
Yeah.
presented a really good silhouette for Geordie. He looked great. Well done, mate.
But yeah, the Wallaroos match kicked off at 10:30 p.m. They had a 3-hour delay, 3.5-hour delay, whatever it was. It was just, man.
Wow,
so,
the players and match officials who've managed to sort themselves out with that delay, that is truly challenging. That
Yeah, it
anyone
is.
who's been through that experience will understand that. You know,
Yeah.
you're ready for kickoff at 7:30 and they push it back and push it back. You're asleep.
Yeah. Or you fueled your body for that timing as well. And
Yeah,
now
that's
it's
right.
all
yeah.
gone off.
The MOs did a great job, I thought, in connecting and reconnecting with the games that were affected by time delays. That was really challenging. So particularly the Super Rugby ones, which I was quite close to. So that, well done.
Well done,
Excellent.
guys. Alrighty.
What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with some rugby news?
Rugby news. So I've heard there's some World Rugby rankings
Oh
update.
my goodness, the
I
World
feel
Rugby
like
rankings.
Rob does his rankings very well.
So let me just read out the movements in the past week in the rankings. We'll start with the women's game. You're not going to like this, Candace.
I
So
know.
New Zealand,
we lost
New Zealand
versus New
jumped up to
Zealand.
2, Canada dropped to 3,
Boo.
USA jumped Australia, and then we also
Ah.
had movements from Hong Kong, China, Netherlands, Sweden, Belgium, Portugal.
Rob, is this your spreadsheet that you update based on the results manually? Is this the
No.
World Rugby rankings, or is this the Rob Mackay rankings?
This is official. That's in the women. In the men,
Both of the questions, the options I gave you are official in my books.
yes. The men, Lithuania, Croatia, Serbia, Zambia, Austria, Chinese Taipei, Cook Islands, Cote d'Ivoire, Barbados, Bulgaria,
Woo!
Ghana, Slovenia, Mauritius, and Norway all changed their position on the table.
And just for those listening at home, Candace went excited for Barbados.
Bahamas?
Bahamas.
But that's not where I'm from. I'm just liking that there's an island out there that I recognize.
So it's a global game. And
It is.
There's
And look,
a lot happening.
let's call it what it is. Some of those 30 to 180 rankings, it's arbitrary. It's an opinion. The numbers don't necessarily speak truths of where they stand.
Well, they don't play a lot of test footage.
There's not a lot of
yeah.
interaction
It's fair to
between
say.
each other. Yeah, they don't play a lot of. There's not a lot of data points for them.
But they're there.
They're there and they count. They count.
And they count. And, rugby's got these beautiful moments like that where you've got the minnows and the whales. But there was a wonderful story this week along those lines. I'm going off
Interesting
track
when
here,
you
but-
say that because whales are now a minnow.
Oh, that will get back.
I am Welsh and I love the Welsh and I hope they're not minnows for much longer.
They're on the up.
So there was a bloke who he captained his state. He played number 10 and he captained his state in matches against New Zealand All Blacks and the French. And he happened to sire the current Queen of Denmark, John Donaldson, who captained Tasmania. A Donaldson at 10, who'd have thought? He recently passed away, so RIP to him. But he was a great rugby man, and Gordon Bray told that wonderful story about him recently, and I just thought, Tasmania, not well known for its rugby, but it's got a couple of claims to fame, and that's a pretty good rugby claim. The second claim that I know is it's where Israel Folau made his professional rugby debut.
Yes. Waratahs had a pre-season game down there against the Reds, was it?
I can't remember who it was against. It was in North Hobart.
Maybe Rebs. I think it was Rebels.
Yeah, maybe. Yes. So it's the tip of the hat. So, Queen Mary, we knew you were good.
Yep.
Even better now. But I digress.
Yeah. We wanted to bring up some housekeeping in regards to some dangerous tackles.
Yes.
Correct.
So Super Rugby Pacific has reviewed a couple of the tackles that have been discussed in recent weeks. We had the two tackles that were deemed as play-ons. The one in the Highlanders game where Bock was in the middle. The one that night after in the Reds game where Gus was in the middle. Both referees deemed a play-on because the players were on their feet, they had a wrap, etc.
Yeah.
So Supers reviewed that and said, well, yes, contextually we understand those decisions. However, we believe that player safety is paramount. And one of the reasons we have an issue with those tackles is whilst there was a wrap, there was also an arm on the ground which created a pivoting ramp effect, and the ball carrier ends up going base over apex. So safety trumps technicality, if you like. There's been a chat amongst the coaches, the players, the match officials, and they've said, okay, we don't like that. That's not a good look. Lots of good things about it, but not enough good. So we've got to change how we manage that from a coaching, player and match official point of view. So
penalise it based on the Dennis Denudo school then? Is that what we're saying? I really, I think to come up with a technical way of explaining that we don't want them forming that ramp with their chop. And look, the shoulders over chop as opposed to the shoulders around chop. There is some biomechanical stuff going on there that I don't like, but she's putting a hard and fast rule for a referee. That's hard.
Well, I think the key part of it is I had one hand on the ground, and as a result of that, they stand up and create the ramp, which the ball carrier goes over.
Yep.
And that's sort of the picture they're looking to stop. So which makes it really hard for defenders close to the line because you've got to be low to the ground.
Yeah. And there's there's that 3-point position where actually they want you to sort of touch the ground to get low.
Yeah. So you've got to get off
too
that.
Fast. Yeah.
And you got to get your hands up, which means you're driving up. But if you're driving up wrapping, it's harder to ramp than if you've got a hand on the ground creating that pivot. So that was an interesting follow-up.
And look, interesting. Last week we were talking about very low to the ground tackles that caused the tackler to go. So the ball carrier to go arse over apex.
Yeah, this is the same one. This is a follow-on from the same.
This week, the thing that stood out for me, there was not one but two upright tackles that caused damage to both ball carrier and the tackler. And I'm sorry, I haven't got the notes on both of them.
Happened in the women's game as well.
I think it was the Highlanders Blues game where they quite rightly penalised them. No, it wasn't the Highlanders Blues game because it wasn't Geordie giving the message. Forgive me for my ramble. The message was, I'm sorry about the guy lying on the ground who's receiving treatment, but he caused this and he's
getting a yellow card.
And it was a yellow with review. And I got to say, I thought he was lucky not to get permanent red.
Yeah, because it was
really ugly. And I think the other one,
20-minute red, you mean?
Yeah. I think the other one was actually even worse. And the player who did it looked absolutely shocked that he'd been penalised by it. And I think everyone else in the stadium was like, mate, that was horrible. That was a horrible tackle. I don't remember who the ball carrier was, but the ball carrier was sinking, but in contact actually rose, and the head-on-head was after he rose. There is no defence on that, and I thought that was a red. I mean, it was deemed a yellow. It was pretty orange, perhaps.
I think the dynamic of the ball carrier probably saved the tackler there.
Well, I don't. I think it worsened it. The ball, like, if he's upright and the ball carrier rises and he still rises to meet, I think that's worse. He's made an adjustment that's made it worse.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the tackler's always upright, right? So,
Yeah.
And he had a little split above his eye, and he's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I got hurt. I didn't do anything wrong. Mate, that is on you.
Yeah, that's right. So that was an interesting piece of clarification, and safety.
It's interesting that they come out each week on it as well, or when things happen. So it'd be good to see how it goes on the weekends coming, on how maybe they manage it as well.
Yeah, well, that was from the week before, and so they've clarified that.
I watched pretty closely most of the games this weekend, just gone. I didn't see any of those type of tackles.
No, exactly. Because everyone's aligned on it. That's why. So
it was interesting. I think it's possibly our two best refs in the comp were on each of the incidents. So it's clearly a challenging one to get right.
Yes, it is. And speaking of refs, so Ask the Ref is a new column on 8-9 Rugby Substack, which I may have written.
Yep.
Oh.
That's under the auspices of our Play On pod. So hop online, have a look at it. It's going to become a regular feature. So,
and you're not using a pseudonym? Just straight out there? I love that.
I may have done that in the past.
I would love to hear what your pseudonyms are. That's a really good question for later.
You should be like Nigel. Just get somewhere in a farm and then have you two chat about.
Well, it's not video. It's a written Q&A.
Yeah,
so
saying for the future,
probably best that way with you, Rob.
For development.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you don't want to see me with farm animals.
Okay.
RA did announce their results, and that was quite promising.
For the women's investment, is that right?
Well, no, this is their annual results.
$70 million surplus?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they've paid off the debt. They've got cash in the bank of 30-odd million, and there was some discussion about closer integration between the 15s and the 7s and investing more in the women's game. I think some people would like to see a bit more definitive numbers around that, but one of the interesting things that came out of it was apparently we're in the top 4 for investment in the women's game, which surprised me a little bit given the weakness of our 15s. So
surely that's not an absolute metric, because if that's the case, it can't be right. If it's a per player metric, perhaps.
And that's what I mean. I'd like to see a bit more clarity around what that actually means. I suspect
it
might be
stats, we can make
because a lot of that goes into 7s, not so much into 15s. So I'd like to unpack that a little bit more, because the message I did like was, hey, we got this right with the 7s in 2014. We want to replicate that with the 15s now. Well, you better get on your skates.
That's really important.
3 years to go.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a fantastic result. Well done, RA, Rugby Australia. And it is time to spend it wisely, and in doing so, perhaps not spend it this year. Keep a little bit in a war chest. And that doesn't mean buying male wingers from rugby league.
It's about ring fencing it.
Yeah.
It's future fund style. The AOC did something similar post Sydney 2000. and they're still living off the proceeds of that, and the fund's actually grown.
Yep.
So if RA can do that and manage it wisely, then that actually sets the game up for success. You top it up with the World Cup stuff coming in.
Look, if you need a second set of eyes, guys, I know a guy. We're talking about sevens.
HSB sevens.
Can we bow our hat to Maddie? Maddie Levi,
Oh,
you
yes.
are a genuine superstar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was really great. Portia Woodman was there sort of interviewing her when it happened as well. It was really funny because obviously she's the one who holds that ranking. So it was quite funny, really nice to see the joy.
And it was, and even live game, like she made the break down the wing, and she knew, like 40 metres out, she's home. She's giving it the little finger.
Yeah. It's
little
just
finger
so
wobble,
quickly how
but then
she
in
got
goal,
there
she
as
was
well.
so excited with her teammates. It was so cool to see them get around her because her success is their success.
100%. And Portia was in the commentary box when it happened, which I loved, and she had genuine love for what Maddie is doing, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about the women's game. The collaborative piece that goes with it. So Maddie's only got to get Michaela Brake now, knee blind, so she's out ahead. It's going to take a bit of time to catch her,
and she's got a fair bit of football left in her.
Oh, hell yeah. And I've got to say, in the final, the two most recent World Rugby Sevens female players of the year were playing. Georgia Miller for the Kiwis.
Yeah.
We've got Maddie. Maddie touched the ball once and scored. Surprise. Georgia touched the ball, I don't know how many times, and New Zealand won. It's like, come on, guys, we've got to get
Give it to the big,
this.
strong, fast girl. There's your game plan. Adoing.
And we even resorted
from track and field or something.
To kick chase, which I thought was good because they didn't have a sweeper in place. And we kicked to the other wing where we had wheels. But my goodness, just get the two of them chasing it. And, it was so frustrating to watch. I just hope we can adjust that because, it's just common sense.
I had to the New Zealand girls at the moment. They are.
Oh, yeah.
They are the benchmark in women's sevens, and our girls are doing a great job of staying very clearly the second best team.
Yeah. 1-2 daylight.
Yeah. Well done, but look, you're right, Rob. I think that was a winnable game for our girls.
Oh, so
it would have been
winnable.
so great. It's been always them two in the final as well.
And the other thing we do is when Georgia's got the ball, we watch her.
Yeah.
We stand off her. It's like,
she's not a picture.
And look, the game plan should be pretty simple. She's not a big girl. Get one of our big girls to hit her early before she gets the speed up. It's a basic SWOT analysis before the game. Strengths, get the ball to Maddie. Threats.
Yeah.
There it is.
Go. Opportunities.
Yeah, opportunities.
Yep.
Don't give our best strengths the ball.
Yeah.
Give our weaknesses the due diligence in defence. Hey, robot cheerleaders, how good are they?
I thought it was so funny. I was so confused when I saw it. But yeah, there's the future, guys. Robot cheerleaders, HSB sevens.
There's got to be
I had a mate who was on the sideline doing a bit of the hyping over in Hong Kong. My mate Sean's been over there for a few years, and on his feed there was nothing but him just hyping up the crowd. And robots are better than Sean.
So
I don't know Sean, but I'm sure.
Sean's very pretty. He's very Ryan Reynolds-esque. He's on the sidelines for his looks, not his intelligence. Sean Burley, if you get a chance, ladies, you're welcome. Easy on the eye.
And meet Pearcey the pimp. So
there you
are
go.
we going to have a TV series called Mean Bots?
Mean Bots. I love that.
All right, moving on.
I saw this clip from there's a Kenyan player knocking on the ball in goal, and I just wanted to check if you guys saw it. He just didn't look at where it was happening. He was looking at maybe defense coming at him, and it just slipped out of his hand right when. So it's so important.
I did see that, and we've seen some of the best players do that.
In the act of scoring, we're talking, are we?
It's so embarrassing for them. Like, as a coach, that's one of those ones where you think, I don't want to coach anymore.
But even then, I think it's really good for a referee's point of view just to get those right angles as well, because he brought it up to the TMO just to, make sure.
And I think he went up to the TMO not because he didn't see it, but he just wanted to say, Look at this idiot.
Well,
She's gonna
did
get
I
a
really just see what I
slow-mo
thought
of
I
what
saw?
Let's watch
Yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
Everyone remember when Sonny Bill was in goal and slipped and his foot went dead and he dropped the ball. Like it was a cluster stuff of epic proportions.
Well, Bowden Barrett did it
And bring
last
that to
year.
the
He ran
TMO.
over the
Yeah,
dead
Can we
ball
just
line.
switch
Yeah. Speaking of Bowden, can we just ask, what bet did he lose?
Oh,
That's
no,
what
sorry.
I said. It's
No.
crazy.
So I've got to clarify this. When we went to air about the
Bleached
hair
blonde
last
hair,
time,
guys.
we didn't know the backstory, but the backstory is actually quite a poignant one. So one of their teammates had been announced with a very, very bad life-threatening cancer. So in a show of solidarity, they
we all
all
got shit hair.
all decide we're either going to shave our heads or dye our hair or do something to say we're with you, mate.
Yep.
And that's why they're running around looking the way they do.
Yeah.
So they didn't lose a bet. They're actually supporting the player. So, and obviously in a very visible way because everyone's
I
talking
guess
about
people
it.
talking. Yeah. It's just
And
good point.
I went down the burrow to find out, well, there's got to be something in this, and that's why.
Oh, thank you for that, Rob. I'm still not okay
Thank
with
you.
it. But my heart and thoughts go to our friend with cancer.
Yeah, that's right. And look, I don't think the news is good. I think it's pretty bad. So the team's pretty cut up about it, and they're doing a bit of stuff to try and help him and his family. And
I was
raise
hoping to bring the
awareness,
mood
etc.
up by hanging shit on Bowden, but apparently
Yeah, sorry, mate.
I didn't. That's all good. Let's get into the Six Nations, the W6N.
Yes, Women's Six Nations.
Round 2, tick.
Exactly. We had Scotland versus England. Massive crowd there in Scotland supporting the women. Lots of rolling walls. So many. So if you're a referee wanting to do some of the women's games, keep on looking at those rolling malls because they happened a lot in that game. Well done to Zoe for...
Are we calling her Zoe Naughty?
Node?
Naughty.
It could be Nudie.
Zoe Nudie. Surname Naude. I actually presume
South
it might be
Africa.
Naud.
I need to re-listen to how the commentators say it. But well done to her.
Yes, she actually did a really good job in it was a huge scoreline.
Yeah. Really good management.
England nearly raised the bat.
Yeah. The English goal kicker, she kicked all 12 conversions.
That's impressive.
Spot on.
And so they weren't all from under the post. She's kicked 12. That's seriously impressive. And to your earlier point, Candace, yes, it was a big crowd. It was a record crowd for female sport in Scotland. Not rugby, sport as a whole. It was the biggest ever crowd they've had for a female sporting match.
So they basically had all of the people of Scotland in the stadium.
That'll get back. I'll get the clan onto you, Pearcey. So that was serious, and it was at Murrayfield. So they're not mucking around. Like, this is real.
Yeah,
we're playing at Murrayfield. We're playing at Twickenham.
Yeah,
awesome.
That was a great match for her. Next, Wales versus France. Referee was Robbie Jenkins, and with that, there was a few yellow cards given when it came to like the first sort of warning. It was so early on that there's a player from France, and she already had 3 things against her. So the referee just sort of gave a warning to the captain. And then soon after, she was sent off with a yellow card because
and
continued infringements.
That third one where the referee warned them, that was actually, look, that is all 3 to you.
Yeah, that was something that it's really interesting. Did the game need it because it was so early on? Or actually, was she actually playing the referee a little bit, I
love an early standard set of yellow card. Repeat infringements for an individual, 3 is the definition of it. You don't. And law book says repeated infringements by individual. There's 3. That is the definitive execution of that law.
I have the same sort
and
of
everyone's
feeling.
got, I know, but it was so early in the game. It's definitive.
Well, this is what,
it's definitive. 2 is a repeat. The third one is repeat.
Well, where I'm going, and I think Candace is on the same line here, right? So then you get another clear and obvious yellow 90 seconds later.
Yeah, but it was the same girl.
No, well, it wasn't because she was not on the field. So it was another one.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was another one. And then
the next one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the next one was Pauline Brousset Sansu.
Sansu? As a referee, I've always wanted to say I can do this all day.
Yeah,
We had a rugby league team versus a rugby union
One for
team.
you.
15 on 13.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So Wales, I think there's an opportunity to actually try to make some scoreline, but it was still pretty even up till much later in the second half when France pretty much blew the rest of Wales through. There was what I found was really interesting about, we spoke about it before, sort of like that ball carrier and the tackler sort of meeting upright. And that happened exactly in this match with a Welsh player receiving a yellow card. And it was both sort of like locks, so both tall people. She was, I felt, hinging, but she basically just got low and got pretty much head to head. And I felt like the defender actually got the worst part of that because it was really...
she got worse contact
they were
and
really
a yellow card to boot.
Yeah. Yeah. Always upright was sort of the call, and they could have been lower, which is what the referee said when they were saying for an off-field review. So that was the Wales versus France game. And then next on to was Ireland versus Italy. Very high-scoring game. Well done to
Ireland. Yeah, we got
Ireland.
3 high-scoring games. So in terms of competition integrity, that's probably an opportunity to support those 3 challenge teams moving forward.
And I just wanted to say, even Ireland are on the up because last week they kept England very low in their score line. So well done to Ireland last week. And this week winning against Italy is massive. Ella had that one. And so Ella Goldsmith, and so she was at the very end. She didn't blow her final whistle yet because she obviously had someone feeding back about how there was a late tackle after a kick. And so everyone was either celebrating, finishing, and then cameras were running on. Yeah, exactly. Cameras were running on.
I can't hear.
And she's like having to yell camera people off. Sorting out, she's like, don't worry, I'll explain everything. Eventually got the teams composed enough so that she could explain the fact that the game is still going. We're going back for a penalty. Here's the mark. There you go.
Well, and Ella's going, well, hang on. Rugby doesn't finish at the 80th minute. I play my matches to the 88th minute.
Yeah,
exactly.
So get off my field.
I play 80 plus GST.
Yeah, exactly right. Ireland are ranked 5 in the world. They're a very strong 15s team, strong 7s as well, but that's a separate story. But yeah, their 15s are really good. So that makes lots of sense. Their goal kicker was good. Their Italian goal kicker was not.
Nope.
It was very windy. It was incredibly windy in Galway where they were playing.
That sounds cold and windy. I just want to let everyone know that you're in charge of the time and you call for the final whistle as well. Yeah. So everyone starts celebrating. Yeah. So don't think that even if you've kicked it out, wait till you hear that whistle. That time.
Ben O'Keefe had a similar on the weekend just gone in Super Rugby too. He had a little bit of an ugly incident after the game, and he did need to manage it. I don't think he played a penalty like Ella did, but there was some stuff that had to happen, and the roving camera was on the field well and truly prematurely. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's like, say that again.
Well and truly prematurely. That's hard.
You're a poet and you don't even know it. Ella did a great pancake too, by the way.
I saw that second best pancake of the weekend.
Yeah, Geordie got the best one.
Oh, my Lord. Geordie, that was sensational.
Geordie loves a pancake.
They should make a statue of Geordie's pancake. That was epic.
I think Geordie loves pancakes more than I love chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. And Geordie, his pancakes, like, he has been working out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, assume the push-up position.
Oh, fantastic. I think he was sort of bouncing in a push-up position around the perimeter of an entire breakdown there in goal at one stage.
He must like Malcolm's.
He did it several times.
He was doing a Digby Ioane, wasn't he? He was
the turtle. I would like to actually see. You know how we saw the footage of Gus running around the field doing the shadow reffing on the empty field. I'd like to see if Geordie does that for the pancaking.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if his warm-up. Everyone should be there early. See his warm-up. See if he even does lots of...
any of our Queensland listeners, Paul Mackay, I'm going to call you out here. Thank you for your lovely messages. Can you ask Geordie if that's the case, please? We'd like some footage.
And what's his worm like on the dance floor?
Oh, it would be fantastic.
It would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All our lady listeners, can we get Geordie Way shirtless worm on Insta now? Do it.
Challenge set.
Would be amazing.
Pack 4.
Oh, there wasn't too much to report, to be honest. It was, we mentioned before about the delays due to weather. Unfortunately, Canada lost versus New Zealand, which was a big upset on my side. And then ANZAC tests.
Epic weather. I am excited for the ANZAC test. And can I say thank you, Rugby New Zealand, Rugby Australia, for honouring such an important bond between the two countries with the test match. And can I say the better test match, the girls one? I would love to see a boys and a girls test match.
Yeah.
But let's have the better ones, the girls.
That's where I want it to go. I want to see a double header on ANZAC Day between the two nations.
Very good friend of mine, I think it was yesterday, was telling me this is our most important public holiday as Australians.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
We are actually celebrating the day on Monday the 27th, and I'm not on board with that.
Is that a New South Wales thing?
It's not all states.
It's not all states. New South Wales are celebrating on 27 April. It's not 27 April. Our guys landed on the shores of Gallipoli on 25 April. That's the day to celebrate it. It is our most important public holiday.
Well, all the ceremonies are on that day. It's just everyone's having the day off on the 27th.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Love a day off.
Yeah. Well, small business owner, mate. Do we ever have those?
That cost me a fortune.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree.
19 working days in April this year.
Yeah. March, April's always a mess. I agree, Pearcey. It's our unifying national day. There are issues with January 26th. Yep. Some of the other public holidays are hangovers from old institutions, King's birthday. I mean, hello. Labor Day. But ANZAC Day is absolutely unique to Australia and New Zealand.
It is absolutely important to acknowledge that when we landed on the shores of Gallipoli, we had our Kiwi bros beside us.
100%.
And I know we love bashing the shit out of each other in a rugby game, but the most important thing to celebrate is that we're two of the smaller countries and we punch above our weight and we do it together. And, they are bitter rivals, but also the bestest of friends. So
100%.
Let's celebrate that. And thank you, Rugby New Zealand, Rugby Australia, for celebrating that with a test match. Can we get the boys on too, please? Love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Gus and Bocky can do a half each because let's just keep it in.
Yeah. Is that allowed? Can we do that?
I don't care. Calling for it.
There was some discussion recently about getting the best refs as opposed to neutral refs.
I'm a big fan of neutrality, unfortunately, with these things. It's just asking too much of the person in the middle.
And Rugby Australia said no.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it might have been Joe who said no.
Yeah.
So,
and unfortunately, the reason we have to do that is, and we've seen it. Aussie refs,
fans.
We're hard on ourselves. We're hard on our own teams. New Zealand refs are the same. They're hard. Like if Paul Williams trains with the Auckland Blues, he's hard on the Auckland Blues, and that's understandable.
A high standard. Yeah.
But that is not how everyone does it. For example, if the South African referees train with the South African teams, they're gentle on them. It's not a negative judgment. That's culture, and you can't expect people to change that. So it's asking too much of us to.
Yeah, same in Fiji.
Yeah,
for example,
very much so. Very much so. It's a cultural thing.
Yeah,
not
100%.
Not a mistake. Not a criticism. No. That's how it is.
It's the way it is. Yeah, 100%. Super Rugby.
I watched a fair bit of these. I don't know whether anyone else saw in the Chiefs Hurricanes game, quite close to the try line, 38th minute. There was a Chiefs player from memory on the ground in front, and the defenders didn't match up in that channel because he was out of play, but the ball carrier went through there. It was really, really interesting. Try was awarded. No doubt the defensive line was broken by that player being in front of the ball and not moving. I think this is a really interesting one to review if anyone gets a chance. Just have a look at 38th-minute try. There's an obstruction style event beforehand, and I thought I haven't seen one like that before. It's just very interesting.
So he's pillaring, was he?
No, not at all. He had gotten there by legitimate means, but he'd been there for long enough that he shouldn't have been there anymore, in my opinion.
Okay.
And he did have an effect on the defensive line. Part of me wants to say the defenders made a mistake, but part of me wants to say the defenders made a mistake because the player had taken liberties in there. Very grey. I haven't got a problem with the try being awarded. I really think it was worthy of review because if we're letting it go consistently, it will become a big problem.
Well, that's the dark arts, though, isn't it? Right, and this
especially
is
when you're near the try line.
Well, and we know teams push those limits because that's where you get your extra 0.5%, close games, mischief at the breakdown, wherever it might be. And I think that's why recently we've cleared up the access on escort runners because that used to be an area that was so great because you'd have guys that would change their line just 1 or 2 degrees, but that was enough to move the counterpart away from where they needed to be. So we've just said, no, we're not having that. We're just opening up access.
Can I say these two teams, the Chiefs and the Hurricanes, they are playing good footy. That was a great game.
Yeah.
I spoke a couple of weeks ago about the Waratahs game where the breakdown was so low. This one was not. This one was really high, but incredibly combative. Both teams are playing really well. Hurricanes, are, in my opinion, they're the real deal this year. They have got some exceptional play. This game went to extra time. It was that close.
Woo!
Absolute ball terror of a game.
Oh, my goodness. It's so
my
exciting.
notes are the 3 teams were sensational. The Chiefs, the Hurricanes, and Team Bok, sensational. There's a try there at the 72nd minute from a turnover where I reckon 9 out of 10 referees would have blown it up. Ben played advantage, got a sensational try out of it. It was fantastic. I really can't speak highly enough of that.
Yeah, it was a funny advantage, Pearcey, wasn't it? Because you looked at it and go, oh, come on, Ben, they're going backwards.
Yeah, but they weren't. They were rallying resources behind the ball. And he
finding
said,
space.
Yeah,
they found space. Yeah,
we're on here.
Absolutely.
And look, both teams are playing exceptional football. They will out bash people at the breakdowns for the remainder of this season, unless something drastic happens. I think we'll see the winner of the Super Rugby out of those two.
Well, I think what was really interesting for me was the Canes coach was fairly chill at full time, even though they'd lost, because let's face it, they went to extra time and they lost off a really almost unlucky circumstance. Where DMAC goes for a field goal pretty much in front and it gets touched in flight.
Yeah.
So it's jeopardy. The ball could go anywhere and it's fallen in the right spot for the Chiefs. Wallace Atiti picks it up and scores under the posts.
Yeah.
It could have gone the other way. Hurricanes winger could have scored at the other end. The charge down, anything got to happen.
And Ben explained it really well. He took a moment. Got on loudspeaker at the ground, explained it beautifully, and we've got a charge down. Therefore, everyone's on side. I thought he did that so well. In my opinion, the Chiefs have just played their grand final, and I think the Hurricanes will win it. I think the Hurricanes actually left a fair bit on the park there that they would normally seal. So I'm calling it early. They are sensational at the moment, both of those teams.
What I wanted to ask was, from a referee point of view, when you're sort of getting in those last 5 minutes and you notice it is it is neck and neck in terms of score line. Would you assume they've already discussed this before? They obviously know what to do in terms of process. Like Bok would have to go to the coaches and then do a coin toss, and then maybe the ARs might sort a few things out. Is that something that you guys sort of run through?
So I never refed in a period where there's extra time with rugby. I refed a lot of other sports where there is. I don't talk to it because it's not on us to inform the players of the laws, players and the coaches. A good coaching team would have that in their contingency plans. And there's a few different parts to that. The tactics of winning the toss, the tactics of which way to go, the tactics of refueling the players in that short window of break, the tactics of the extra substitutions, dynamics, which I don't, for mine, I don't think the rugby's quite got that right. Extra time. That is really going deep into your physiological resources. It's asking a lot of a player to get 100 minutes as opposed to 80. I think 80 minutes is asking a lot already. So for me, I don't think as a referee I would have bothered too much. The fact that you're 5 minutes out, it became quite apparent it might happen. I still wouldn't have the bandwidth during a game to do much about it. However, as a referee, you're very busy in that stoppage and you have those same physiological demands. I would have possibly flagged with my number 4 and 5 that I would love a little source of energy on the sideline to come out to me.
Yeah.
Can you bring out a banana and a Gatorade for me?
Yeah.
Because
not knowing at what point that try or...
I say that. I did have a grand final in Central West go to extra time there a long time ago. And I absolutely ran empty. And I wish I'd thought about it and got a banana on the sideline.
Next time.
My comment would be know your competition rules because each competition handles these things differently. And when you get into finals, you need to know what's ahead of you because if you have a draw, you've got to be ready to work out what's happening next. Do you need to do a toss? Do you need to change the teams? Who kicked off first? Who scored first? What dictates
Yeah.
how you restart for extra time. You need to know that before you run onto the field.
And most of these referees would have someone. Let's use a name, say a Rob Mackay on the side of the field who knows all this stuff, and we'll come to you very quickly at the 80th minute and say, "Hey, you got to toss a coin. Here's a Mars bar for your energy, and this is what happens. It's the first point scored."
Yeah.
To quickly give you the dot points of what you need to know.
And, I've been to 4-5 in finals where we've had extra time as an option. And one of the things that we have to note down is who kicked off in which direction, because that becomes a factor if you have extra time, and who scored first, because that may become a factor as well. So you've got to know that not in the 80th minute, you've got to know that from minute one. Yeah. Because that dictates what happens later.
Just for our listeners, that's based on some competition rules, because there is a very finite set of time that they can play the extra time in the event of finals being drawn. Some competitions have different rules. For example, in Central West, we play 10 minutes each way, and we play out the whole time. And if scores are still drawn, we play 5 minutes each way, first try scorer. If at the end of that scores are still drawn, we don't declare joint premiers. We declare the premiership as to the ladder position,
the higher ladder
at the end of the season. But every comp will have a different set of rules around that.
Yeah,
so that is hugely challenging. And I've just rattled that off. Don't take that as gospel. I think that's actually changed in Central West. But just as an example of how complicated it can be. And you've just played 110 minutes of footy if you're at that point, so you're stuffed. Andre Watson had a World Cup final that went extra time.
Double extra time.
Yeah, he had that, didn't he? 110 minutes of footy, and we eventually did get a winner. But oh my goodness, Andre, he was never known for his athleticism, and he was absolutely up for it the whole game. It was so cool.
I got to tell you, I was at that final, and
me too.
The rush at the end of the double extra time to the bars and the bathrooms was phenomenal, because no one wanted to leave.
No one got out of their seats.
No one got out of their seat, and everyone's going, "Come on, guys, get this over and I'm thirsty."
Yeah,
it was an absolute stampede. But my goodness, was it tense? Oh my goodness. Anyway, that's another story for another day.
For me, the Brumbies Drua was a fantastic game of footy, and for any of our Brumbies fans, they wouldn't have enjoyed it, but everyone else would have enjoyed it. The Drua got a win. It was a boil-over, and it was well-deserved. They were very combative. I didn't like the way the game finished. That unplayable maul was really, really ugly.
Yeah.
But look, it was the right result. For me, a collapsed maul doesn't invite someone to come around the side and dive on the ball to further stop it coming out. That ball was going to come out before someone entered the maul very, very illegally. So that was what I'm complaining about. But other than that, it was a fantastic game of football to watch. How fast is Corey Toole?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see his clean line break? His feet were moving twice as fast. He took twice as many steps as the guy chasing him. Yeah, he got in space when no one thought there was space there. And those pink boots were screaming. So that was a highlight for me. Let's talk about the Waratahs Pacifica. Sad news this week coming out that the Pacifica aren't going to remain in our comp.
I've heard about that. That's not good to hear.
It's not financially viable for them to remain in our comp. So that's really sad. And they obviously had a bit of a lift because of that.
Yeah.
Angus maybe reffed this game, and they were up for it. In fact, they got an early lead from memory. Is that right?
Yeah. They scored their 2 tries off quick taps from their 9, who then went off injured. He almost scored a third as well. The Waratahs are a bit sleep. I think they thought it was an 8 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, and look, I didn't like the second one. I didn't like the second try. Moana.
Deliberate knock on, and was allowed to take the tap both quickly and ever so slightly in front of the mark. And for me, I hate that. I think that needs to be very much cleaned up. You do not get to govern when you take a quick tap like that, because that is an unfair advantage on the attacking team. It's interesting, isn't it? Because there was a hot topic online discussing that. And, it used to be a big precedent. Griggs used to do it all the time, for example.
Yeah, and Andre said, not on my watch.
We saw it disappear for a while, but it's coming back. I had a player do it in a game a couple of weeks ago. This was before the one in Super. Yeah, it's just one of those clunky ones, isn't it? As the match official, you want the game to flow and you want to encourage that, but at the same time, you don't want to be overly pedantic. But going back to your Dennis Denuto, Pearcey, the vibe. Like it's
it's almost.
But doesn't Super Rugby have their own innovations for the quick tap and stuff, or this was not involved?
This wasn't. Yes, they do, and this was not under that part of it. In fact, the new remit was to get the tap quickly and give them more flexibility. And my 2 comments there were, one, the deliberate knock-on and a quick tap. The second one off the mark. I think it was close enough to the mark that under this remit it would work. It was in front. I think close but behind, not slightly in front is probably one thing they could tidy up. But look, the Waratahs couldn't defend it. You were right, Rob. No one reacted to it. They were asleep.
Yeah.
They just, someone sweeping there might have been able to get a shot on it, but he also got very low. So
look, the quick tap is on the table for discussion at Super. We do know that, and the execution of it. I don't think it's going to change this year, but I think it'll be reviewed post-season and how to maybe tidy it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Particularly the quick tap that we've talked about before, 5 metres out from the side of the scrum.
Yep. Yeah.
Certainly on the radar.
I did want to talk to a clean out from the Waratahs 7 minutes in. The Waratahs ended up scoring, but the try was disallowed. That was tight, wasn't it? I thought it was almost okay. He did go slightly past it, but the player was very much a part of the breakdown. He got cleaned out off the breakdown. The fact that the clean out went to ground was okay. The fact that clean out went to ground too far beyond the breakdown, I thought the Moana player stayed on his feet. And it went beyond the breakdown because of his actions, not both his actions. Try was disallowed. It didn't look right, but I thought that was an interesting one if you get a chance to have a look at it. Also interesting, Sid the acrobat.
Oh, yeah, Sid.
2 tries to Sid. It's not often that Max Jorgensen is not the grandstand story from a game in the Waratahs. Sid was the grandstand story.
Yeah, he didn't have a good kicking night. It was his worst kicking night so far on Super.
Oh.
Admittedly challenging conditions, very swirly, quite wet. But he made up for it with his other behaviours. And seeing Sid and Max together, the more we have those two kids on the park together, it doesn't matter where they are. They swap positions this week.
Rugby's better when we're watching them.
Yeah, 100%. They're box office, they're X Factor, call it what you want.
How chuffed was Phil Waugh with Harry and Meghan? Did you see the shot of him in the crowd? Look at me hanging out with princes and princesses.
Oh, yeah.
I've not seen Waughie smile. I've never seen Waughie smile before.
Oh, you got to be kidding, haven't you?
It was great. It was fantastic. I've seen some really good AI-generated memes of Harry and Meghan and everyone's business in Australia lately. And look, I thought the Waratahs try off the maul, that was really, really well done, if anyone gets a chance to have a look at that.
Yeah, the set piece is looking very McKellar-ish, isn't it? So...
And I thought Angus maybe did a really good job of reffing that because there was a couple of mauls where Moana were trying everything, throwing the kitchen sink at it, but the Waratahs still did that.
Yeah.
Still got there. And well, I thought Angus actually reffed really well. Angus maybe.
Yeah, I thought he had a good game. Yep.
Highlanders Blues, try in the second minute. I reckon that's the best halfback sneak try I've seen in a long time.
That was the blindside run?
Yeah. He was good. He scored 2 from memory. Later in he did. Later in the match, he scored a second try. He is sharp.
Yeah,
Geez, New Zealand have got some halfbacks at the moment, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The Blues first try. The Blues first try, Geordie. Let's do a statue of that. That was fantastic. He was so low to the ground. Anyway, wants to see how to do a pancake. That, my friends, is how you pancake.
It's going to be a challenging statue because, usually statues are on plinths. So if we put him on a plinth, we're not going to see him.
You'll be able to see the underside as well.
A transparent
Well, have to have like
plinth.
fake grass on the side.
Yes. Look, the Highlanders backline, we've spoken to them. They are electric. There is some incredible speed there. There was a great backline try to the Highlanders. And that we were talking earlier about the head-on-head. The Highlanders ball carrier had offloaded. The Blues fullback was the one that hit him front on. And it was a little bit late as well, front on and got him. I thought that was pretty close to red. Torrential rainpour. Beauden Barrett is, in fact, human. Has anyone seen the pass that he threw? Led to a Blues, a Highlanders try assist. If you get a chance, 67th minute. That is the worst pass of the season.
He's funny, isn't he, Bodie? He's a bit loose and he's got away with that when he was younger, but now it's getting, I think, it's a little bit harder for him.
You could see what he was trying to do. Goodness me, that was a Hail Mary play.
Yeah. But it was that sort of game, right? Like it was an 87-point game.
Yeah. And look, Geordie was saved by Leck at the 70th minute. I think Geordie positionally got that one wrong and Leck saved him, thank goodness. Well done, Leck. Just keep on keeping on. The Blues had a great lead and they nearly squandered it. I thought the home and hose going to rack up a century. And then the Highlanders, they nearly got back up.
Yeah, they
incredible.
And they were a lot closer than people realised because they muffed a pretty easy chance, really, didn't they?
Yeah. That's me for Super Rugby. It was actually a great weekend of Super Rugby. I really enjoyed it. The quality of football took a step up. I am going to need your help with the name of the referee from the Force game.
That was Rubes.
Yeah. Congratulations, Ruben, on the Force game. You were fantastic, by the way. I really enjoyed it. It was a rough start for you too.
Yeah.
Ruben did a great job. That moustache is terrible. But keep on keeping on, brother.
This week, our golden whistle goes for the following reasons. Stat Central, 118 Sevens series games, 22 Sevens tournaments, 8 cup finals, 1 Olympic gold medal match. The most capped female Sevens referee of all time, overtaking Alejandro Nivas from Spain, who is currently the World Rugby Women's High Performance Referee Manager. And take a bow, Cat Roach.
Woo!
Hats off to you, Cat.
Well done, Cat Roach.
Well done,
Deserving
Cat.
winner of the golden whistle.
Absolutely. That's a massive achievement. There's not many people in that rarefied air over in triple figures in Sevens game. So well done.
Well done. Excellent.
And on the up,
I think we're done.
Hopefully she has more matches coming for all the rounds of Sevens. Watch
Absolutely.
this space.
Candace, I thought you were bloody fantastic today.
My new studio.
Keep working on those ants, mate.
Here we are, Pearcey.
Ants in the studio, I reckon.
Ants in my pants. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Good luck with your footy this weekend. Thank you to the ANZACs.
Absolutely. Lest we forget.